Hey guys, Marcinkin here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we got the data download on JP for the details of the Halloween units that are going to be releasing. Obviously the new unit, the Oolong and Launch, and the EZA for the Ghost Napper. I'll also include in this video the super attack animation for Oolong and Launch. Gives us a pretty cursed image of the Oolong Kid Goku, so that's going to be an interesting one to see in game. So we're going to take a look at their details here, but we're also going to discuss a strange issue that seems to have occurred when it comes to global, as there has just been an update in the news. Obviously the time this video goes up, the update came out probably an hour or two ago, that seems to indicate that something weird is happening with the global version, and there may be some kind of delay, which would be very weird. I don't think they've ever done that before with the drops of these simultaneous free-to-play units for like April Fools or for Halloween. So we'll get into that after we go through the details. So this is the Tech, Oolong and Launch card. Once you've awakened them, obviously farm them up, farm the medals, awaken them into this form. And their details are, shout out to Minato for the translations as well. Oolong and Launch, their leader skill is all allies, key 3, HP attack and defense 40%. So, a good leader for link leveling. Their super attack raises defense for 1 turn, does supreme damage, and seals the enemy super attack. So, raising defense on super, obviously good. Sealing, not a lot of events you can still do that, but for the ones you can, obviously quite useful. Now, their passive, when you read the first line, your eyebrows might peak up a little bit. Attack and defense 560%. That's a pretty big number. And then we get to the next part, which is attack and defense minus 60% up to 300, and chance to evade enemy attacks 10% up to 50 at the start of each turn. So basically, at the start of every turn, they lose 60% attack and defense and gain 10% chance to dodge. So once the 5 turns have passed, they will be down to having 260% attack and defense and a 50% chance to dodge. This is a very strange design. I don't know why they've gone with this, but interesting. And then their next part of their passive, key 2, medium chance to perform additional super. And from the 5th turn from their first appearance, they perform a guaranteed additional super when there is another Earthlings category ally attacking in the same turn. They also recover HP with candy, because all of the like Halloween free-to-play units do that. So, I mean, on their best turn, if you get the medium chance from their passive, you have the Earthlings ally and you're getting the hidden potential. This is obviously from turn 5 onwards. They can super attack 4 times in 1 turn, which is pretty good. The rest of their passive will basically be filled out at this point, so they'll be down to the 260 defense. They have a 50% chance to dodge. They get multiple supers that raise their defense for the turn. So, I mean, parts of it seem okay to me, but like, why are we losing 60% defense and attack as well, like each turn? That seems crazy. Like, by the time that part of their passive is fully run out, like, what kind of attack stats are they going to be getting? Because remember, they're a free-to-play unit, so even when we see 560% attack and defense, like turn 1, they're only a free-to-play unit with free-to-play stats, and they don't have an EZA, so even on turn 1 with the highest possible attack stat they could get, they're not going to be doing, like, insane numbers. So very interesting to see what they're going to look like in game, but I don't know, man. I just don't understand why they're bringing out free-to-play units with these kind of weird designs, especially now that we're in a post-worldwide celebration Dokkan, where, you know, some of the toughest bosses are also int, and then we've got tech units that are doing stuff like this coming out as free-to-play, which, I mean, again, like we've talked about many times in the past, free-to-play units are not necessarily being designed to help you beat the hardest content in the game, but just on paper, this unit seems quite unimpressive, but we'll have to see once they're in game. And then we have the EZA for the Ghost Napper that came out, the Ghost Dabura that came out last year. And we'll look at his details here. Otherworld Warriors, 3 key 77%, or physical types 3 key 50%. His super attack raises attack and defense for 1 turn and does supreme damage. He has a unit super when there's an ally whose name includes Pycon on the team. Greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, supreme damage, and greatly lowers attack. So obviously the greatly raising is good. Pycon only having to be on the team is good, because when it comes to Otherworld Warriors, not exactly the greatest category, but the AGL Pycon still one of the better units to use on that team for the support, the Ghost Usher ability. So that's pretty good. Attack and defense 104%, additional attack and defense 10%, chance to perform a crit 4%, and chance to dodge 4% per super class ally on the team. So if you're running a full super team, that's 7 units because it includes the friend, right? So he's going to be getting 70% extra attack and defense, and then what, 28% dodge and 28% crit. Not bad. Then an additional chance to crit 10% and chance to dodge per other World Warriors ally attacking in the same turn. So if, you know, it's a full rotation, then does it include him? It says per ally. It doesn't say per other ally. So that potentially could be 3, right? So that would be 30% and another 12% chance to dodge. So that would give him 40% dodge and what, 54% or 58% crit, which is pretty good, I suppose. He also gives superclass allies 4 key and attack and defense 40%. So that is very, very strong support. Additional attack and defense 104% when the enemy is attack down or defense down. Unfortunately, not a lot of events you're going to be able to do that. Recovers 10% HP at the end of the turn. Recovers an additional 4% HP when there's another Other World Warriors ally in the same turn. So a nice little bit of healing built in. And then obviously the recovers HP with candy. So, I mean, on paper, seems interesting for sure. Like, on a full superclass Other World Warriors team, his numbers definitely seem quite interesting. And the 4 key and 40% attack and defense is definitely a very good amount of support. You're going to be able to get some big numbers out of other units on the team with that. So, I think that is definitely quite good. So, we'll go ahead and take a look at the super attack here for Oolong and Launch. So yeah, quite the cursed Kid Goku Oolong there. So that's the super attack for Oolong and Launch. Now we see from the JP data download that the units are coming out tomorrow morning, or for me in the UK, right? So at the time of this video going up, it's going to be about 17 hours. This is going up at 2 p.m. UK time, and this is saying 7 a.m. UK time, right? So that's when we would expect the units to come out on JP, according to the data download. Now, the interesting thing is we just got an update on Global for the events being updated, the Extreme Super Battle Road, and then the Extreme Z area that gives us the medals for Dabura. And as you can see on this update, it now says the preparation period, which is when the event goes away so that it can be revamped, right? Like when they're adding a new Super Battle Road stage, Super Battle Road goes away. When they're adding a new stage to a Dokkan event, that Dokkan event goes away. Same with the red zone during like the big celebrations, right? The preparation period is when the time starts where that event goes away so they can add the new stages. And then the new stages usually come out the day afterwards. So this has now just been updated on Global within the last hour or two to say that the preparation period now starts tomorrow. And we don't have the data download for Global yet. So normally, unless they're going to do a very, very quick turnaround time, this would imply that the Halloween units are not going to come out until Friday morning on Global, which means they come out Thursday morning on JP, at least UK time, and Friday morning on Global, which is very, very strange. Now, they could have a fast turnaround time because this says starting from Thursday the 26th. This technically could be, you know, midnight on technically Wednesday night, right? So first thing, as soon as it technically becomes Thursday, the preparation could start and then the event could be up 7 hours later, so it's the same time as JP. The thing is, they don't normally do that. The preparation period for these things is normally 24 hours. So this seems to imply, just from what we know with how these preparation periods have worked in the past, that these units are for some reason coming out a day later on Global. Now, like I said, they've not done this before with these like free-to-play units, so I feel like that would be very, very strange if they did actually do that. Obviously, we are hoping that that's not going to be the case. I guess we will find out later tonight, right, once Global actually gets the data download, whenever it does happen. At the time, obviously, this is being recorded about an hour or so before the video goes up, so there may have been the data download in that time. And I mean, if I've caught it before this video goes up, I'll just redo it. Otherwise, I'll put details in the comments in a pinned comment. But yeah, very interesting. So we know what the Halloween units are going to do. The new Oolong and Launch and the Ghost Tabora EZA should all be coming out tomorrow morning. On JP, it seems like it is, because that's in the files now. But Global still missing the data download. And very interesting how this situation is going to pan out. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. What do you think of the cards? Do you think this is going to be some crazy global shenanigans, or are they just running behind with the update and things will still be out at the same time? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.